A Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. In visions of a dark night I've dreamed of joy departed, but a walking dream of light and light half left my broken-hearted. Ah, what is not a dream by day to him whose eyes are cast on things around him with a ray turned back upon the past? That holy dream, while all the world were chiding, half cheered me as a lovely beam, a lonely spirit guiding. What forward that light through storm and night, so trembled from afar? What could there be more pure, bright, and truth's day star?
A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, as much let me avow. You are not wrong, who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it wherefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, to hold within my hand grains of a golden sand. Of you, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep what I weep. O God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? O God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?
A Valentine by Edgar Allan Poe. For her this rhyme is penned, whose luminous eyes, brightly expressive as the twins of Leda, shall find their own sweet name that nesting lies upon the page and ripped from every reader. Search narrowly the lines, they hold a treasure divine, a talisman, an amulet, that must be worn at heart. Search well the measure, the words, the silhouettes. Do not forget the trivialest point, or you may lose your labor. And yet there is in this no Gordon knot, which one might not undo without despair, if one could mercifully comprehend the plot. And written upon the leaf, where no appearing eyes can telling soul, there lie purdas, free eloquent words of uttered in the hearing of poets by poets, as their name is a poet too. Its letters all were naturally lying like the night Pinto Mendes Fernando, still from a synonym for truth she's trying. You will not read or riddle a thought, you do the best you can do.
Alone by Edgar Allan Poe. From childhood's hour I have not been as others were, I have not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passions from a common spring, from the same source I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awake my heart to joy at the same tone, and all I loved alone. Then in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of God and ill, a mystery which binds me still, of a torrent of a fountain, through the cliff of a mountain, of a sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold. The lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, of the thunder and the storm, and the cloud that took the form, and the rest of heaven was below, of a demon in my view. An Acrostic by Edgar Allan Poe. Elizabeth, it is in vain you say, love not, but says it in so sweet a way. In vain was words from Eulalie, as Zante's talents had enforced so well. Let that language from the heart arise, breath that list gently forth, and veil thine eyes. Endymion, recollect when Luna tried to curse love, was cured of all beside, his folly, pride, and passion, for he died. An Enigma by Edgar Allan Poe. Seldom we find, says Solomon Dondans, half an idea in the profoundest sonnet. For all the flimsy things we see at once, as easily as through a neighbor's bonnet, treasure of all trash. How can a lady done it? Have ye forwen your birchen stuff, owl downy nonsense with the faintest puff, twirls into trunk paper while you corn it? And though you tably solid right enough, the general documentes are errant bubbles, ephemeral and so transparent, but this is snow, you may depend upon it, stable or park, immortal, or by dint of the dear names that he concealed within. Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child, in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee. With a love that the winged serfs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that a high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, when envying her and me, Yes, that was reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, and the wind came out of a cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love it was stronger by far than the love of foes who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. The moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. The stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so, all the night tide, I lay down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, the sepulchre there by the sea, and the tomb by the sounding sea. Bridal Ballad by Edgar Allan Poe. A ring is on my hand, and wreath is on my brow. Satin and jewels grand are all at my command. I am happy now. And my lord he loves me well, but when first he breathed his bow, I felt my bosom swell, for words rang as he near, and the voice seemed his who fell in the battle down the dell, who was happy now. But he spoke to reassure me, and he kissed my pallid brow, while a reverie came o'er me, to the churchyard bore me. I sighed to him before me, thinking him dead, little mere, I am happy now. And was the words were spoken, and this would live to woe, and though my faith be broken, and though my heart be broken, here's a ring as token that I am happy now. God, I could awaken for a dream I know not how. My soul is sorely shaken, lest an evil step be taken, as the dead who is forsaken may not be happy now. Deep in earth, by Edgar Allan Poe. Deep in earth my love is lying, and I must weep alone.
Dreamland by Edgar Allan Poe. By a road obscure and lonely, haunted by ill angels only, where an idol named Night on a black throne reigns upright, I have reached these lands but newly, from an ultimate dim fool, from a wild weird clime where lives sublime, out of space, out of time, bottomless vales and boundless floods, and chasms and caverns and titan woods, with forms that no man can discover, for the dews that drip all over, mountains toppling evermore into seas without a shore, seas that restlessly aspire, surging under skies of fire, lakes that endlessly outstreet, where lone waters lone and dead, where still waters still and chilly, with the snows of a lolling lily, by the lake that must outspread, where lone waters lone and dead, where sad waters, sad and chilly, with the snows of a lolling lily, with the mountains near the river, murmuring loudly, murmuring ever, with the cruel woods by swamp, where the toad and the newt encamp, where the dismal tarns and pools, where dwell the goats, by each spot the most unholy, in each nook most melancholy, where the travellers meets aghast, sheeted memories of the past, shrouded forms that start at sight, as they pass the wanderer by, white-robed forms of friends long given in agony to the earth and heaven. For the heart whose hoofs are legend, this a peaceful, soothing region. For the spirit that walks in shadow, 'tis an Eldorado. But the traveller, travelling through it, dare not openly review it. Never its mysteries are exposed, to a weak human eye unclosed. So will its king, who half forbid the uplifting of the ringing lid, and thus the sad soul which here passed beholds it but through darker glasses. But the road obscured and lonely, haunted by ill angels only, where an idol named Night on the black throne reigns upright, I have wandered home but newly from this ultimate dim fool.
Dreamland by Edgar Allan Poe. A road obscure and lonely, haunted by ill angels only, where an idol named Night on a black throne reigns upright, I've reached these lands but newly from an ultimate dim fool, from a wild clime that life sublime, out of space, out of time. Bottomless vales and boundless floods, and chasms and caves and titan woods, with forms that no man can discover, for the tears that drip all over, mountains toppling evermore into seas without a shore, seas that restlessly aspire, surging unto skies of fire, lakes that endlessly outspread their lone waters, lone and dead, where still waters still and chilly with the snow of a lulling hilly, By the lakes that was outspread, the lone waters alone and dead, where sad waters sad and chilly, with the snows of a lulling lily, by the mountains near the river, murmuring and loading, murmuring ever, by the grey woods, by the swamp, where the toad and the new encamped, by the dismal tarns and pools, where dwell the ghouls, by each spot the most unholy, in each nook most melancholy, where the traveller meets the ghast, sheeted memories of a past, shrouded forms that start and sigh, as they pass a wanderer by, wild-robed forms of friends alone given an agony to the earth and heaven. For the heart whose allegiance tis a peaceful, soothing region, for the spirit that walks in shadows, oh, it is an Eldorado. But the traveller travelling through it may not, dare not openly view it. Never its mysteries are exposed to the weak human eye unclosed. So is it king who forbid the uplifting of a fringing lid, and thus the sad soul that here passes beholds it but through darkened glasses. By route obscure and lonely, haunted by ill angels only, when Eidolon named Night on a black throne reigns upright, and wandered home but newly from his ultimate dim fool. Dreams by Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, that my young life were a lasting dream, my spirit not awakening till the beam of an eternity should bring the morrow. Yes, though that long dream were of hopeless sorrow, better than the cold reality of waking life, to him whose heart must be, and have been still upon the lovely earth, a chaos of deep passion from his birth. But should it be the dream eternally continuing, as dreams have been to me in my young boyhood, should it thus be given, to folly still to hope for higher heaven? For I have revelled when the sun was bright, the summer sky, and dreams of living light, of loveliness, have left my very heart in climes of my imagining, apart from mine own home, with beings that have been of mine own thought. What more could I have seen? 'Twas once, and only once, and the wild hour of my remembrance shall not pass, some power or spell had bound me, 'twas a chilly wind came o'er me in the night, and left behind its image on my spirit, of a moon shone on my slumbers, and a lofty noon too coldly, of stars, however it was, a dream was at that night wind, let it pass. I have been happy, though in a dream, I have been happy, and I love the theme. Dreams, in the vivid colouring of life, as in that fleeting, shadowy, misty strife of semblance with reality, which brings to the delirious eye more lovely things of paradise and love than all our own, than young hope in his sunniest hour have known.
Eldorado by Edgar Allan Poe. Gaily bedight, in shade and night, in sunshine and in shadow, it journeyed long, singing a song in search of Eldorado. But he grew old, this night's abode, and o'er his heart a shadow fell as he found no spot of ground that looked like Eldorado. And as his strength failed him at length, he met a pilgrim shadow. Shadow, said he, where can it be, this land of Eldorado? Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadows, ride, boldly ride, the shade replied, if you seek for Eldorado.
Elizabeth by Edgar Allan Poe. Elizabeth, it surely is most fit, logic and common usage so commanding. Thy own book that first thy name be writ, Zeno and other sages notwithstanding. I have other reasons for so doing, which set my inmate love of contradiction. Each poet, if a poet, in pursuing the muse through the bowers of truth or fiction, has studied very little of his path, read nothing, written less, in short a fool that youth neither soul nor sense nor art, being ignorant of one important rule. Employed in e'en the weeds of his school called, and forgot the heathenish Greek name, called anything its meaning is the same, always write first things uppermost in the heart. Enigma by Edgar Allan Poe. The noblest name in the allegory's page, the hand that traced the inexorable rage, a pleasing moralist whose page refined displays the deepest knowledge of the mind, a tender poet of a foreign tongue, indicted in the language that he sung. A bard of brilliant but unlicensed page, at once the shame and glory of our age, the prince of harmony and sterling sense, the ancient dramatist of eminence, the bard that paints imagination's powers, and him whose song revives departed hours, once more an ancient tragic bard recall, a boldness of design surpassing all. These names when rightly read, a name make known, which gathers to the glories in its own. Epigram for Wall Street by Edgar Allan Poe. Tell your plan for gaining wealth. Better than banking, trade or leases, take a banknote and fold it up, then you will find your money increases. This wonderful plan, without danger or loss, keeps your cash in your hands, where nothing can trouble it. And every time you fold it across, 'tis as plain as the light of the day that you double it. Eulalie by Edgar Allan Poe. I dwelt alone in a world of moan, and myself was a stagnant tide, till the fair and gentle Eulalie became my blushing bride, till the yellow-haired young Eulalie became my smiling bride. Ah, less bright the stars of the night, and the eyes of a radiant girl. Vapor can make of the moon tints of purple and pearl, can weave of the modest Eulalie's most unregarded curl, can compare with bright-eyed Eulalie's most humble and careless curl. No doubt, no pain, come never again, for soul gives me sigh for sigh, and all day long shines bright and strong, a star within the sky. All ever to her dear Eulalie upturns the matron eye, all ever to her young Eulalie upturns the violet eye. Evening Star by Edgar Allan Poe. It was noontide of summer and midtime of night, and stars in their orbits shone pale through the light of a brighter cold moon. With planets her slaves, herself in the heavens, a beam on the waves. I gazed awhile on a cold smile, too cold for me. I passed as I showed a fleecy cloud, and I turned away to thee, proud evening star, and her glory afar, and drear thy beam shall be. For joy to my heart is the proud part thou bear'st in heaven at night, and more I admire thy distant fire than that colder, lowly light.
Fairyland by Edgar Allan Poe. Dim vales and shadowy floods, and cloudy-looking woods, whose forms we can't discover, for the tears will drip all over. Huge moons where wax and wane, again, every moment of the night, forever changing places, when I put out the starlight with a breath from the pale faces. About 12 by the moon dial, one more filmy when the west, a kind which upon trial were found to be the best, comes down, still down and down, with its centre on the crown of a mountain's eminence, while its wide circumference in easy drapery falls over hamlets, over halls, wherever they may be, over the strange woods, over the sea, over spirits on the wing, over every drowsy thing, and buries them up quite in a labyrinth of light. And when, how deep, is the passion of their sleep, in the morning they arise, and their moon covering is soaring in the skies, with a tempest as they toss, like almost anything, or yellow albatross. They use that moon no more for the same end as before, white like a tent, which I think extravagant. Its atomies, however, into a shower dissever, of which those butterflies of earth, who seek the skies, and so come down again, never contented things, have brought a spasm upon their quivering wings. Fanny by Edgar Allan Poe. The dying swan by northern lakes sings its wild death song, sweet and clear, and as the solemn music breaks over hill and glen dissolved in air, thus musical the soft voice came, was trembled on the tongue of my name, like sunburst through the even cloud, which wields the solemn midnight sky, piercing cold evening's heavy shroud. Thus came the first glance of an eye, but like the admaning rock, my spirit met and braved the shock. Let memory the boy recall, who laid his heart upon the shrine, and far away his footsteps fall. Think what he deemed the charms divine, a victim on love's altar slain, by witching eyes which looked disdain. For Annie by Edgar Allan Poe. Thank heaven, the crisis, the danger is past, and the lingering illness is over at last, and the fever called living is conquered at last. Sadly I know I'm shorn of my strength, and no muscle I love as I lie at full length. But no matter, I feel I'm better at length, and I rest so comfortably now in my bed, that any beholder might fancy me dead, might start at beholding me, thinking me dead. The moaning and groaning, the sighing and sobbing, I quite it know, with that horrible throbbing at heart. Ah, that horrible throbbing. The sickness is nausea, the pitiless pain, hard-cheesed with a feather, that mourned my brain, with a feather called living, that burned in my brain. And ah, of all tortures, the torture were worst, is attached the terrible torture first. For the nafling river of passion accursed, I've drank of the water that quenches all thirst. Of the water that flows with a lullaby sound from a spring by the very few feet underground, from a cavern not very far down underground. And ah, let it never be foolish said, in a room it is gloomy, and never my bed, for man never slept in a different bed, and to sleep you must slumber in just such a bed. My tantalized spirit here blindly reposes, forgetting or never regretting its roses, its all agitations of myrtles and roses. For now, while so quietly lying, it fancies a wholer odor about it of pansies, a rosemary odor, comingly with pansies, a rue and the beautiful prudent pansies. And so it lies heavily, bathing in many, a dream of the truth and the beauty of Annie, round and above our tresses of Annie. She tenderly kissed me, she fondly caressed, and when I fell gently to sleep on her breast, deeply to sleep from the heaven of her breast, where the light was extinguished, she covered me warm, and she prayed to the angels to keep me from harm, to the queen of the angels to shield me from harm. And I lie so comfortably, now my bed, now my love, where you fancy me dead, and I rest so contently, now my bed, with a laugh at my breast, and you fancy me dead, where you shudder to look at me, thinking me dead. But my heart, it is brighter than all of the many stars in the sky, for it sparkles with Annie. It glows with the light of the love of my Annie, with the thought of the light of the eyes of my Annie.
By Edgar Allan Poe. At morn, at noon, at twilight dim, Maria, hast heard my hymn. In joy and woe, in good and ill, Mother of God, be with me still. The hours were brightly bright, and not a cloud obscured the sky. My soul, lest it should drawn be by grace that guide divine and thee. Though in storms of fate o'ercast, darkly my present and my past, and my future radiant shine, sweet hopes of we and wine. Hymn to Aristogeiton and Harmodius, by Edgar Allan Poe. Left in myrtle my sword I'll conceal, like those champions devoted and brave, and we plunged and returned with steel, and to Athens deliverance gave. Beloved heroes, our deathless souls, room in the joy, bring knights of the blessed. The mighty of old have a home, Achilles and Diam at rest. In fresh myrtle my blade I'll entwine, like Harmodius the gallant and good, and made it with tutelage shine, libitation of Turnus' blood. Ye deliverers of Athens from shame, ye avengers of liberty's wrongs, endless ages shall cherish your fame, embalmed in the echoing songs.
Imitation by Edgar Allan Poe. A dark, unfound tide of interminable pride, a mystery and a dream, should my early life have seen. I say the dream was fraught with a wild and waking thought of beings that have been, my spirit hath not seen. And I let them pass me by with a dreaming eye, that none of earth inherit with vision on my spirit. Those thoughts I would control, as a spell upon his soul, for with bright hope at last, and with light time have passed. My earthly rest have gone, with a sight as it passed on. I care not thought I'd perish, the thought I when did cherish.
In the greenest of our valleys, by Edgar Allan Poe. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once fair and stately palace, a radiant palace, reared its head. And the monarch for its dominion it stood there, never serf spread the pinion of a fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. All this was in the olden time long ago. Ever gentle air that daily attend that sweet day, along the ramparts plumbed and pallid, a winged odor went away. Wondrous in that happy valley, through two luminous windows saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law. Round about a throne were sitting Porphyrogi. In status glory well befitting, the ruler of a realm was seen. And all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, for which came flowing, 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 and sparkling evermore, a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing, in voices of surpassing beauty, the wit and wisdom of a king. But evil things and robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. Let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim remembered story of the old time entombed. Travellers know within that valley, through the red-lit windows, see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody. But like a rapid ghastly river through the pale door, a hideous throng rush out forever, and laugh, but smile no more. In youth I have known one, by Edgar Allan Poe. Often we forget all time, when lone admiring nature's universal throne, her woods, her winds, her mountains, the intense reply of hers to our intelligence. And you have known one with whom we earth and secret communion held, as he with it in daylight and in beauty from his birth, whose fervid flickering talk of life was lit from the sun and stars, whence he had drawn forth a passionate light. Such for spirit was fit, and yet that spirit knew, not in the hour of its own fervour, what had hour it power. Perhaps it may be that my mind is wrought to a fever by the moonbeam that hangs o'er, but will half believe that white light fraught with more serenity than ancient lore hath ever told, or is it of a thought the unembodied essence, and no more that with a quickening spell of hours pass, as dew of a night time or of a summer grass? Doth hours pass when its expanding eye to the loved object, so the tear to the lid will start, when lately slept in apathy? And yet it need not be that object, hid from us alive, but common, which doth lie each hour before us, but when only bid with a stranger sound, as of a harp string broken to wake us. 'Tis a symbol and a token of what in other worlds shall be, and given and beautiful our God, to us alone, or otherwise would fall from life and heaven, drawn by the heart's passion, and the tone, that high tone of a spirit which hath striven, though not with faith, with godliness, was thrown with desperate energy, hath beaten down, wearing its own deep feeling as a crown. Israfel by Edgar Allan Poe. In heaven a spirit doth dwell, whose heartstrings are a lute, none sings so widely well as the angel Israfel, and the giddy stars, so legends tell, gazing the hymns, attend the spell of his voice all mute. Tottering above in the highest noon, the enarmored moon blushes with love, while to listen to a red levin with the rapid Pleiades, even which with 7 pauses in heaven. And they say, as they acquire, and the other listening thinks, that Israfel is fire, as owing to that lyre, by which she sits and sings, the trembling living wire of those unusual strings. But the skies that angel trod, where deep thoughts are duty, where love's a grown-up god, where the hoary glances are imbued with all the beauty which we worship in a star. Wherefore thou art not wrong, Israfeli, who despised an unimpassioned song. To thee the laurels belong, best bard, because the wisest. Merrily live and long. The ecstasies above, with a burning measure suit, thy grief, thy joy, thy hate, thy love, the fervour of thy lute, and may the stars be mute. Yes, heaven is wine, and this is a world of sweets and sours, our flowers so merrily, flowers, and the shadow of a perfect bliss is the sunshine of ours. If I could dwell where Israfel hath dwelt, and he were I, he might not sing so wildly well a mortal melody, while a bolder note that this might swell from a lyre of the sky. Poetry by Edgar Allan Poe. Last night, with many cares and toils oppressed, weary, I laid me on a couch to rest. Romance by Edgar Allan Poe. Romance, who loves to nod and sing, with rosy head and folded wing, among the green leaves as they shake, for down within some shadowy lake, to me a painted paroquet hath been a most familiar bird, taught me my alphabet to say, to lisp my very earliest word, while in the wild wood I did lie, a child with a most knowing eye. Of late eternal condor years, so shake the very heaven on high, with tumult as they thunder by. I have not time for idle cares, for gazing on the unquiet sky. And when an hour of calmer wings its down upon my spirit flings, that little time with lion rhyme to while away forbidden things, my heart would feel to be a crime, unless it trembled with the strings. Sancta Maria by Edgar Allan Poe. Sancta Maria, turn thine eyes upon the sinner's sacrifice, of fervent prayer and humble love from the holy throne above. At morn, at noon, at twilight dim, Maria, thou hast heard my hymn. In joy and woe, in good and ill, Mother of God, be with me still. The hours flew brightly by, and not a cloud obscured the sky, my soul, lest it should truant be, the grace that guide divine in thee. Now, when storms of fate o'ercast darkly my present and my past, let my future radiant shine with sweet hopes of wee and wine. Serenade by Edgar Allan Poe. So sweet the hour, so calm the time, I feel it more than half a crime, when nature sleeps and stars are mute, to mar the silence within the flute. At rest in ocean's brilliant dyes, an image of Elysium lies. 7 Pleiades entranced in heaven, form in the deep another 7. Endymion, nodding from above, sees in the sea a second love. From the valleys dim and brown, on the spectral mountain's crown, the light is dying down, and earth and stars and sea and sky, a redolent of sleep, sigh from redolent of re and wine, and thrilling love, Madeline. But list, O list, so soft and low, where lover's voice to night shall flow, where the scarecrow wake, where soul should deem my words the music of a dream. Was, while no single sound to root upon my slumber shall intrude, our thoughts, our souls, are God above, and every deed shall mingle love. Silence, by Edgar Allan Poe. There are some qualities, some incorporate things, that have a double life, which was as made, a type of a twin entity which springs from matter and light, evinced in solid and shade. Where's the twofold silence, sea and shore, body and soul? On rails and lonely places, newly with grass o'ergrown, some solemn graces, some human memories and tearful lore, render him terrorless, his name's no more. He is for corporate silence, dread him not, nor power hath he of evil in himself, but should some urgent fate, untimely lot, bring me to meet his shadow, nameless elf, that haunteth alone regions where half-trodden a foot of man, comment myself to God. Song by Edgar Allan Poe. I saw thee on thy bridal day, and a burning blush came o'er thee, for happiness around we lay, the world all laughed before we. And in thine eye a kindling light, whatever it may be, was all on earth my aching sight of loveliness could see. A blush, perhaps whose maiden shame is such it well may pass, for its glow hath raised a fiercer flame in the breast of him, alas, who saw thee on the bridal day, when that deep blush what came o'er we, for happiness around we lay, the world all laughed before we.
Spirits of the Dead by Edgar Allan Poe. Why should soul find itself alone, mid dark thoughts of a great tombstone, not one of all the crowd to pry into thin hour of security, be silent in its solitude, which is not loneliness, for when the spirits of the dead who stood in life before we are again, and if around we, and where will shall when overshadow we be still, for the night will clear shall from, and on the stars shall look not down, on the high thrones in the heaven, with like hope to more shall given, but the red orbs without beam, to why weariness shall seem, as a burning and a feather, which would cling to thee forever. And our thoughts which should not banish, and our visions near to vanish, for the spirit shall we pass, no more like dewdrop from the grass. The breeze of God is still, and the mist upon the hill, shadowy, yet unbroken, is a symbol and a token, how it hangs upon the trees, a mystery of mysteries. The Bells by Edgar Allan Poe. Hear the sledges with the bells, silver bells. What a world of merriment where melody foretells how we tinkle, tinkle, tinkle in the icy air of night, while the stars that oversprinkle all the heavens seem to twinkle with a crystalline delight, keeping time, in the sort of runic rhyme to the tintinnabulation which their music eluates, with the bells, with the jingling and the tinkling of bells. Hear the mellow wedding bells, golden bells. What a wonderful world of happiness where harmony foretells, through the blame of air of night, how a ring out where delight, with the molten golden notes, and all in tune, where the liquid ditty floats, to a turtle dove that listens, where the gloats on the moon. Now from out the sounding sets, what a gush of euphonical music wells, how it swells, how it dwells, on the future, how it tells, of rapture it appeals, to the swinging and the ringing of the bells, of the bells, to the rhyming and the chiming of the bells. Hear the loud alarm bells, brazen bells. What a tale of terror, now, where turbulence tells, in the startled ear of night, how I scream out with fright, too much horrified to speak, I can only shriek out of tune, in a clamorous appealing to the mercy of a fire, and a mad explosion with a deaf and frantic fire, leaping higher, with a desire, and a resolute endeavor. Now to sin or never, with the sight of a pale-faced moon, of the bells, what a tale their terror tells, of despair, how they clang and clash and roar, what a horror or pour on the bosom of the palpitating air. Yet the ears fully knows, by the trembling and jingling, how the danger ebbs and flows. Yet the ear distinctly tells, in the jingling and the wrinkling, how the danger sinks and swells, by the sinking or swelling in the anger of the bells. of the bells, 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 and the clamour of the bells. Hear the tolling of the bells, iron bells, or the word of solemnly fawn, where moanly compass, in the silence of the night, or we shiver with the fright, and the melancholy immense of a tone. The very sound that floats, with rust within their throats, is the coo, and the people, where they dread up in the steeple, all alone, or to tolling, in that muffled monotone, feel glory in sorrowing, the human heart is stone. We are neither man nor woman, we are neither brute nor human, we are goats, and the king it is who totes, and he roads, the pan from the bells, and his merry bosom swells to the pam of the bells, and he dances and he yells, keeping time, in the sword of rolling crime, to the pain of the bells, keeping time, in the sword of rolling crime, to the throbbing of the bells, bells, the sobbing of the bells, keeping time, as he nails, in a happy rolling crime, to the rolling of the bells, to the tolling of the bells, to the moaning and the groaning of the bells. The City in the Sea, by Edgar Allan Poe. Lo, Death has reared himself a throne in a strange city lying alone, far down within the dim west, where the good and the bad and the worst and the best have gone to their eternal rest, where shrines and palaces and towers, time-eaten towers that tremble not, resemble nothing what is ours. Around, by lifting winds forgot, resignedly beneath the sky, the melancholy waters lie, nor rays from the holy heaven come down, on the long night time of a town, but light from out the lurid sea streams up the turrets silently, gleams up the pinnacles far and free, up dooms, up spires, up kindled walls, up fences, up Babylon-like walls, up shadowy long-forgotten bowers of sculptured ivy and stone flowers, up many and many a marvellous shrine whose revel phrase intertwine, the vial, the violet, and the wine. Resigned beneath the sky, the melancholy waters lie, so blend the turrets and shadows where, what all seem pendulous in air, but from a pronged tower in the town, there looks gigantic down. The open fanes and gaping graves yawn level with the luminous waves, but not witches where that lie in each idol's diamond eye, not the gale Jews dead tempts the water from the bed, for no ripples cruel, alas, along with wilderness of glass, no swelling wet with winds may be upon some fair of happier sea, no heavings hint with winds have been on seas less heinously serene. The lowest dire is in the air, the wave where is a movement where, as if their towers had thrust aside in slightly sinking the dull tide, as if their tops have fettle given a void within the filmy heaven. The waves have now a redder glow, the hours are breathing faint and low, and when amid no earthly moans, down the town shall settle hence, hell rising from 1,000 thrones shall do it reverence.
The City of Sin, by Edgar Allan Poe. Lo, Death hath reared himself a throne in a strange city, all alone, far down within the dim west, where the good and the bad and the worst and the best have gone to their eternal rest. Where shrines and palaces and towers are, not like anything of ours, oh no, ours never loom to heaven with that ungodly gloom. Time-eaten towers that tremble not, resemble nothing that is ours. Around by lifting winds forgot, resignedly beneath the sky, the melancholy waters lie. No holy rays from heaven come down on the long night time of a town, but light from out the lurid sea streams up to the turrets silently, up thrones, up long forgotten bowers, of sculptured ivy and stone flowers, of domes, up spires, up kingly halls, up fanes, up Babylon-like walls, up many melancholy strife, whose entablatures intertwine the mask, the vial, and the wine. The open temples, open graves, on a level with the waves, but not the riches where that lie in each idol's diamond eye, not the gaily jewelled dare tempt the waters from their bed, for no ripples curl, alas, along with wilderness of glass, no swellings hint that winds may be upon a far off happier sea. So blend the turrets and shadows where that all seem pendulous in air, and from the high towers of a town death looks gigantically down. But now a stir is in the air, the wave, there is a ripple there, as if the towers had thrown aside and slightly sinking with a dull tide, as if the tower tops had given a vacuum in the filmy heaven. The waves have no redder glow, their hours are breathing low, and when, amid no earthly moans, down the town shall settle hence, all hates, 1,000 frowns shall do it reverence, and after some more happy clime shall give us undivided time. The Coliseum, by Edgar Allan Poe. type of the antique Rome, rich reliquary of lofty contemplations left to time by buried centuries of pomp and power. At length, after so many days of weird pilgrimage and burning first of the springs of law within thee lie, I kneel, altered and a humble man, amid thy shadows, and so drink within my very soul thy grandeur, gloom, and glory. Vastness and age and memories of eld, silence and desolation and dim night, I feel ye now, I feel ye in your strength, O spells more sure, Judean king, taught in the gardens of Gethsemane. Our charms obtained when the rapid shall they ever drew down from out the quiet stars. Here, their hero fell, a column falls. Here, where the mimic eagle glared in gold, a midnight vigil holds the swarthy bed. Here, where the dames of Rome their gilded hair waved to the wind, nor with reed and thistle. Here, where on golden throne the monarch loyally glides, spectre light into his marble home, lit by the one light of a horned moon, with swift and silent lizard over stones. But stay, these walls, these ivy-clad arcades, these mouldering plinths, these sad and blackened shafts, these vague entablatures, these crumbling frieze, these shattered cornices, this wreck, this ruin, these stones, alas, these grey stones, are they all of the famed and the colossal left, by the corrosive hours to fade on me? Not all the echoes answer me, not all. Prophetic sounds and loud rise forever from us, and from all ruin unto the wise, as melody from Memnon to the sun. Rule the hearts of mightiest men, rule with the despotic sway all giant minds. We are not impotent, we pallet stones. Not all our power is gone, not all our fame, not all the magic of our high renown, not all the wonder that encircles us, not all the mysteries that in us lie, all the memories that hang upon and clinch around about us as a garment clothing us in a robe of more than glory.
The Conquered Worm by Edgar Allan Poe. Lo, 'tis a gallant night, from the lonesome latter years, an angel throng who wine bedied, and wails and drowned in tears, sit in a theatre to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the shepherds. Mimes in the form of God on high, mother and mumble low, and hiver and fiver fly, mere puppets sway who came and go, a veiling of waste, formless things, that shift the scenery to and fro, flipping from out the condor wings invisible woe. That motley drama, oh be sure, it shall not be forgot, with its phantom chased forevermore by a crowd that seized it not, from a circle that ever redove in to the self-same spot, and much of madness and more of sin and horror the soul of a plot. But see, amid the mimic road, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that rifts from out the scene's solitude. It rifts with mortal pangs, where menace becomes its food, and the angels sob at vermin fangs, in human gore imbued. Out of light, out all, and over each quivering form, the servant, a funeral pall, comes down with rush of a storm, and the angels, all pallid and worn, uprising, unreeling, affirm that play is the tragedy, man, and its hero, the conquered worm.
The Divine Right of Kings by Edgar Allan Poe. The only king by right divine is Allan King, and were she mine, I'd strive for liberty no more, but hark the glorious chains I wore. A bosom is an ivory throne, that turn virtue reigns alone. The subject wise they interfere, to check the power that governs here. How would she deign to rule my fate, and worship kings and kingly state, and hold this maxim all life long, the king, my king, can do no wrong. The Forest Reverie by Edgar Allan Poe. 'Tis said that when the hands of man tempt his prime with woods, and our trees of groans of woe, wars by an unknown foe, when the strength subdued the virgin earth gave instant birth to springs that never did flow, and the sun did rivulets run, all round rare flowers did blow the wild rose pale perfume the gale, and the queeny lily adorned the gale, whom sun the dew and winds did woo, and the god of the grave luxuriant grew. So when in tears the love of years is wasted like the snow, the fine fibrils of its life by the rude wrong of instant strife are broken at a bow, in the heart to springs upstart, of which it doth not know, and strange sweet dreams like silent streams, and from new fountains overflow, the earlier tide of river glides deep in the heart whose hope has died, quenching the fires its ashes hide, its ashes whence would spring and grow sweet flowers along, rare and radiant flowers of song.
The Happiest Day by Edgar Allan Poe. The happiest day, the happiest hour, my seared and blighted heart half known, my highest hope of pride and power, I feel half flown. Of power, said I, yes, such I ween, but they have vanished long, alas, the visions of my youth have been, but let them pass. And pride, what have I now with thee? Another brow may even inherit, a venom thou hast poured on me, be still my spirit. The happiest day, the happiest hour, mine eyes shall see, have ever seen, the brightest glass of pride and power I feel have been. But where that hope of pride and power, now offered with a pain, even when I felt the brightest hour, I would not live again. For on its wing was dark alloy, and as it fluttered fell, an essence powerful to destroy, a soul that knew it well.
The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. In the greenest of our valleys, where good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, a radiant palace, reared its head, and the monarch fort's dominion it stood where. Never serf spread the pinion, or fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. All this was in the olden time long ago, and very gentle air that dallied in that sweet day, along the ramparts plump and pallid, the winged odor went away. Wanderers in that happy valley, through two luminous windows, saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law. Round about a throne where, sitting, Porphyrogeny, in status glory well befitting, ruler of a realm was seen. On all of pearl and ruby glowing was a fair palace door, which came flowing, and sparkling evermore a troop of echoes, whose sweet duty was but to sing, and voices of surpassing beauty, the wit and wisdom of a king. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. Let us mourn, for nevermore shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim remembered story of the old time entombed. And travellers know within that valley, through rare leaden windows see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody. Like a ghastly rapid river for a pale door, hideous throng rush out forever and laugh, but smile no more.
The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and close volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. And distinctly I remembered it was in the black December, and each separate dying ember roared a ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to burn from my books source of sorrow for the lost learner, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken sad, uncertain rustling of each potent certain, filled me with fantastic horrors never felt before. So at now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entering entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entering entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my sound grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "oh madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the facts is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scared for sure I heard you. He opened wide the door, darkness where and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, and often dreaming, dreams no mortals ever rang to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word was spoken was the whispering word Lenore. This I whispered, and the echo murmured like the bird Lenore, merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber, turning on my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely there is something at the window lattice. Let me see what threat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore, this wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shadow, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in where stepped the stately raven of the saintless days of yore, that released of sins made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he. but with mine of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon the bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. When this ebony bird beguiled my sad fancy into smiling, by the graven stern the crown of a contenance it were, for a crest be shorn and shaven well, I said, art shorn or craven, ghastly grim and ensign raven, wandering from the nighty shore. Tell me what the lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled, this ungainly fold, to hear this girl so plainly, thought its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. We cannot help agreeing that our living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing, bird above his chamber door, bird abest upon the sculpture, burst above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only with one word, as if his soul in with one word he did outpour, nothing further when he uttered, not a feather when he fluttered, till I scared more than muttered. Our friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. When the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by a reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from same unhappy masters whom a merciful disaster followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirts of his hope but melancholic burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiled all my fancy into smiling, straight I reared a curious seat in front of bird and bust and dawn, when upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what was ominous bird of yore, what was grim and ungainly gazed, gaunt and ominous bird of yore, meaned and croaking nevermore. This I said, engaging in guessing, but no settling expression, to the fool whose fire eyes now burned into my bosom's core. With and more I said, divining, with my heat at ease reclining, on a cushioned velvet lining that were lamplit glowing o'er, but whose velvet violet lining, with a limping glowing o'er, should press, nevermore. When morning the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung a seraphim host, foot stinking on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, or God hath fallen thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite and nippeth, from memories of Lenore, quaff this kind niffeth, and forgot this loose Lenore, quoth the raven nevermore. Prophet, said I, think of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempest sent, or whether tempest tosses thee here shore, desolate yet all undaunted, and with desert land enchanted, or with home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is where blamed and dread? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven nevermore. Prophet, said I, think of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, there is soul with sorrow laden, if, within the distant Aiden, at your cups, a Satan maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, Gaspare and Raiden maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, quoth the raven nevermore. But what word of sign and parting bird of fiend, I shrikened up staring, get thee back into the tempest of the night's plain shore. Leave no black plume as a token of a lie that soul have spoken. Leave me loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take the break from out my heart, and take the from off my door. Croak the raven nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still sitting, on the pale bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's wettest dreaming, and the lamplight of him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And the soul from outward window, that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.
The Sleepers by Edgar Allan Poe. At midnight in the month of June, I stand beneath the mystic moon, and opiate vapor, dew and dime, exhales from out her golden rhyme, and softly dripping drop by drop upon the quiet mountain top, steals droncily and musically into the universal valley. A rosemary nods upon the grave, a lily lolls upon the wave, wrapping the fog about its breast. A rune moulders into rest, looking like a laugh, sea the lake, a conscious slumber seems to take, and would not for the world awake.
all beauty sleeps, and lo, where lies a casement open to the skies, Irene with the destinies. O Lady bright, can I be right, whose window open to the night, with wanton airs from the tree top, laughingly through the leadic drop, bodiless airs wizard road, flit throughly white chamber in and out, and wave the curtain unopened, so fitfully, so fearfully, above a closed and frightened lid, neath which my slumbering soul lies hid, but o'er the floor and down the wall, like ghosts the shadows rise and fall. O Lady dear, hast thought no fear, why and what are woe dreaming here? Sure art come or far off seas, wander to these garden trees. Strange is the pair, strange the dress, strange above all the length of trees, with all solemn silentness. The lady sleeps, oh may her sleep, which is enduring, so be deep. Heaven have her in its sacred keep, this chamber changed for one more holy, this bed for one more melancholy. I pray to God that she may lie further with an open eye, where the dim sheeted ghosts go by. My love, she sleeps, oh may her sleep, as it lasting, so be deep. Soft may the worms about creep, far in the forest, dim and old, for may some tall wall unfold, some fold but oft half flung its black and wrinkled panels fluttering back, through all the creases pause of a grand family funerals, some sepulchre remote alone, against whose portal she half thrown, in childhood many an idle stone, some tomb from old whose sonic door she ne'er shall force an echo more, thrilling to think, poor child of sin, it was the dead who groaning within. The Valley of Unrest by Edgar Allan Poe. Once it smiled a silent dell, where the people did not dwell, where had gone unto the wars, trusting to the mild-eyed stars, nightly from the azure towers to keep watch above the flowers, in the midst of which all day the red sunlight lazily lay. Now each visitor shall confess the sad valley's restlessness. Nothing there is motionless, nothing save the airs that brood over the magic solitude. By no wind are stirred was trees that palpitate like the chill seas around the misty Hebrides. By no wind was clouds are driven, but rustle through the unquiet heaven, unceasingly from morn till even, over the violets where that lie in lurid types of a human eye, over the lilies that wave and weep above a nameless grave, where wave from out the fragrant tops eternal dews come down in drops, where weep from off the declined steams perennial tears descend in gems.
To Helen by Edgar Allan Poe. Helen, the beauty is to me like those ancient barks of yore, that gently up a perfumed sea the wayward wanderer bore to his own native shore. On desperate seas long wont to roam, whilst in fair the classic face, and ere the airs have brought me home to the glory that was Greek and the grandeur that was Rome. Alone yon brilliant window neath, how statue-like I see thee stand, agate lamp within the hand, a psyche from the regions which are Holy Land. To Isadora by Edgar Allan Poe. Beneath the wine-clad eaves, whose shadows fall before the lowly cottage door, under the lilac's tremulous leaves, within thy snow-clasped hand the purple flowers it bore. Last eve in dreams I saw thee stand, like windy nymph of fairyland, enchantress of a flowery wand, most beauteous Isadora. The bade the dream upon that spirit flee, the violet's eyes to me upturned, the overflowing scene with the deep untold delight of love's serenity. My classic brow, like lilies white and pale as the imperial night upon a throne of stars bedight, enthralled my soul to thee. As I behold thy dreamy passionate eyes, blue as the languid skies, hung with sunset's fringe of gold, now strangely clear thine image grows, and olden memories, startled from the long repose like shadows on the silent snows, suddenly the night wind blows, the quiet moonlight lies. Like music heard in dreams, like strains of harps unknown, of birds forever flown, audible as the voice of streams that murmur in some leafy dell, hear thy gentle tone, and silence cometh with the spell, like that which on my tongue doth dwell, and tremulous in dreams I tell my love to be alone. And every valley I'd heard, floating from tree to tree, as beautiful to me the music of a radiant bird, and artless accents such as thine, whose echoes never flee. How for thy sweet voice supine, for uttered in thy tones benign, enchantress, whose rude name of mine doth seem a melody. To Kate Carroll by Edgar Allan Poe. From mere gems of fall I turn to those pure orbs hard to learn, a scarecrow which the prize most high, the bright idea of a bright dear eye. To Marie Louise by Edgar Allan Poe. Of all who hail thy presence as the morning, of all to whom thine absence is the night, the blotting utterly from out high heaven the scared sun, of all who weeping bless thee hourly for hope, for life, above all for a resurrection of deep-buried faith and truth and virgin humanity, of all who on despair's unhallowed bed lying down to die, have suddenly arisen at thy soft-murmured words, "Let there be light," at the soft-murmured words that were fulfilled in the seraphic glancing of thine eyes, of all who owe thee most, whose gratitude nears to them its worship, oh, remember the truest, the most fervently devoted, and think that these weak lines are written by him who, as he pens them, thrills to think his spirit is communing with an angel's. To my mother, by Edgar Allan Poe. Because I feel that in the heavens above the angels whispering to one another can find, among the burning terms of love, none so devotionless that of mother, wherefore by that dear name I long have called you, you who are more than mother unto me, till my heart of hearts, and have installed you, in setting my Virginia spirit free. My mother, my own mother, who died early, was but the mother of myself, but you were mother till the one I loved so dearly, and was I dearer than the mother I knew by that infinity with which my wife was dear to my soul than its whole life. To one departed, by Edgar Allan Poe. Sir, the memory is to me like some enchanted far-off island, some tumultuous sea, some ocean vexed that it may be with storms, but where, meanwhile, serene skies continually just over that one bright island smile. For mid the earnest cares and woes that crowd around my earthly path, sad path, alas, there grows not even one lonely rose. My soul at least is solace half, dreams of we, and where knows an Eden of bland repose.
To One in Paradise by Edgar Allan Poe. O waste with all to me, love, for which my soul did pine, a green isles in the sea, love, a fontaine and shrine. All reft of fairy fruits and flowers, and all the flowers were mine. Ah, dream too bright to last, ah, starry hope, it died thrice, but to be overcast. A voice from out the future cries, on, but over fast. My spirit hovering lies, mute, motionless, agazed. For alas, alas with me, the light of life is over. No more, no more, no more shall bloom the thunder-blasted tree of a stricken eagle soar, and all my days are chances, and all my nightly dreams are where the dark eye glances, and where the footstep gleams, and what eternal dances by what eternal streams.
To Science, by Edgar Allan Poe. Science, true daughter of old time thou art, who alterest all things with her peering eyes. The praise thou was upon the poet's heart, vulture who swings at dull realities. How should he love thee, or how deem thee wise, who wouldst not leave him in his wandering to seek for treasure in the jeweled skies, albeit he soared with an undaunted wing? Hast thou not dragged Diana from the car, and driven the hamadryad from the wood to seek a shelter in some happier star? Hast thou not torn the naiad from the flood, the elfin from the green grass, and from me the summer dream beneath the tamarind tree?
To the Lake by Edgar Allan Poe. In spring of youth it was my lute to haunt of a wide world a spot by which I could not leave the less. So lovely was the loneliness of a wild lake, with black rock bound on the tall pines that towered around. But when the night had thrown a pall upon that spot, as upon all, and the music wind went by, murmuring in melody, when I would awake to the terror of a lone lake. Yet the terror was not fright, but a tremulous delight, a feeling not that jeweled mind could teach or bribe me to define, nor laugh over the laugh of wine. Death was in that poisonous wave, and in its gulf a fitting grave, for him who thence could solace bring to his lone imagination, whose solitary soul could make an Eden of a dim lake. To the River by Edgar Allan Poe. Fair river, in the bright clear flow of crystal wandering water, thou art an emblem of glow, of beauty, the unhidden heart, the playful amazing of art, and old Alberto's daughter. But when the fin by wave she looks, which glistens then and trembles, or when the prettiest of brooks, a warships resembles, when his heart is in the stream, Her image deeply lies, his heart which trembles at the beam of her soul's searching eyes.
To Zante by Edgar Allan Poe. Fair isle, where the fairest of all flowers, but gentlest of all gentle names does take, how many memories of what radiant hours at sight of thee in vine at once awake! How many scenes of what departed bliss, how many thoughts of what entombed hopes, how many visions of a maiden that is no more upon the verdant slopes, no more, alas, that magical sad sound transforming all, the charm shall please no more, the memory no more, accursed ground henceforth a hold thy flower, enamelled shore, or Cynthian isle, or purple Zante, Isla d'Or, Fior de Levante.
Visit of the Dead by Edgar Allan Poe. The soul shall find itself alone, alone of all on earth, unknown the cause, but none are near to pry into fine hour of sacrifice. Be silent in that solitude which is not loneliness, for when the spirits of the dead who stood in life before we are again in death around we, and where will shall when our shadow we be still for the night or clear shall throne, and the stars shall look not down from their thrones in the dark heaven, with like hope to morn shall give, but the red orbs without beam to thy rivering heart shall seem as a burning, and a feather which would cling to thee forever. But 'twill leave thee as each star in the morning light afar will fly thee and vanish. But its thought thou canst not banish, the breath of God will be still, and a wish upon the hill by that summer breeze unbroken shall charm thee as a token, and a symbol which shall be sacred in thee.